If you look anywhere online, it'll tell you Warframe is a hidden gem. It's not plastered on billboards or trending every week, but the fan base is solid. They never shut up about it. If you mention Warframe anywhere online, you'll hear nothing but praise about the game. But the game has been out for over a decade. So is it even worth starting now, or is it too late? Let's start with the obvious. Warframe is free to play, so you don't have to worry about paying for a game you might not even like. And yeah, I know some of you may have been tricked by the illusion of a free-to-play game, only to get 3 hours of fun before a giant paywall shows up out of nowhere. But here, you can grind for literally everything. Platinum, the in-game currency, just makes things go faster. Now I know from the outside, Warframe can look like a galaxy-sized spreadsheet. And yeah, there is a lot to learn, but the game doesn't slam you with everything at once. It drip feeds you mechanics as you progress through the story. And if you do hit a wall, the community has your back. Warframe players are genuinely known for being one of the friendliest, most helpful communities out there. Whether it's in-game chat, Reddit, or YouTube guides, there's always some vet happy to hold your hand through the grind. One of the first things you'll have to learn is how to move, because Warframe's movement system is unlike anything else. No other game moves like it. At first, you'll probably launch yourself into the void a couple times and slam into random walls. I know I did, and if you don't, fuck you. Every Warframe has 4 unique abilities, and with over 60 to choose from, no frame feels like another. But the real fun starts when you squad up with your friends and start mixing your powers. Suddenly, you and your squad are chaining abilities together, tearing through waves of enemies. And if that didn't pique your interest,
weird, buddy. You're weird.
But wait until you see the arsenal. With over 500 weapons in game, if you can imagine it, Warframe probably has it. Oh, and I can't forget about the companions. Sentinels, Kubros, Kavats, a whole bunch of other weird animal creatures, basically little space pets that actually pull their weight. Some heal, some buff, and some vacuum up loot while you're busy flipping across the ceiling or doing whatever. You can mod them too though, which means they're not just pets, they're real allies. If you hadn't noticed by now, everything is customizable. Your Warframe, your weapons, your ship, even your landing craft. If you want to look like a deadly ninja, go for it. If you feel like turning your Warframe into a neon nightmare, you can do that too. But regardless, at some point, you will look like a rejected Power Ranger. And your ship's AI, Ordis, will happily roast your color choices just to remind you how bad your taste is. Now, most free-to-play games don't bother with their story, or they just don't have one. But Warframe has some of the best cinematic scenes I've seen from a free-to-play game. With fully voiced cutscenes, emotional twists, and jaw-dropping reveals, it rivals some single-player games that I've paid for. And listen, those of you that skip cutscenes in most games, don't do that. That's fucking dumb. Cross-play and cross-save are here, meaning you can squad up with anyone, no matter what you're playing on, or switch between any device and your progress will carry over. If you started on console years ago and you want to move to PC, there's no problem switching devices. This makes Warframe feel more alive than ever because you're never stuck in a tiny player pool. Now the only excuse your friends have is just not wanting to play with you. All of this leads into why Warframe's still here when most free-to-play games crash and burn after a couple years. Warframe keeps reinventing itself and keeps itself fresh, with new quests, new open worlds, reworks, and constant events. So when you sink time into Warframe, it feels safe. You're not worried the game will be dead in 6 months, because this game has staying power, and that's rare for a free-to-play game. Alright, so Warframe sounds pretty amazing so far, right? But let's flip it, because this game will absolutely test your patience. Remember how I said the game eases you in? It drip feeds you mechanics as you progress through the story. Yeah, that only works for a while. Eventually, Warframe just stops explaining. Suddenly you're hearing words like Forma, Rivens, Edialons, Void Relics, stuff you've never even seen in the tutorial. If you don't like looking up guides or asking the community, you're gonna be lost mid to late game. And then there's the grind. Look, some people love it, it's their happy place. But if you're the type that gets bored farming the same missions for hours, Warframe can feel brutal. Whether it's farming resources, leveling gear, or hunting relics, progress is slow by design. Some of you will get that rare drop instantly while the rest of us rot. But hopefully, you farm the same boss 27 times and still don't get the part that you want. And if you get what you're looking for the first try, fuck you! So you finally farmed all the parts for that shiny new Warframe or weapon, you're excited and ready to test it out, and then bam, 12 hours, 24, 72 hour wait times. Unless you spend platinum to buy it or skip the build process, you're waiting. And if you've got commitment issues, this isn't the place for you. Even if you love the grind, burnout is inevitable. Some players disappear for months, then come crawling back ready to suffer. And let's not ignore the UI. Warframe menus are like menus inside of menus inside of more menus. Menus. For new players, it's overwhelming. You'll spend as much time Googling where things are as you will actually playing. And Warframe is always online. Even if you're playing solo because you have no friends, you're still connected. If you lose internet, you lose your mission. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's still worth mentioning. So is Warframe worth starting in 2025? Honestly, I'd say yes. It's free, it's fun, and it's got a level of depth that most games can't touch. The movement is unmatched, the arsenal is ridiculous, and the customization is endless. And you can squad up with your friends. But it's not for everyone. You gotta be ready for the grind, the wait time, and the burnout. This isn't a short story you'll breeze through in a weekend. Warframe is an investment. And if you're cool with that, if you're ready to sink hours into mastering movement, farming gear, and flexing your style, then yeah, Warframe in 2025 is absolutely still worth your time. Worst case scenario, you play a bit and realize it's not for you and move on. Best case, you find yourself addicted to one of the wildest, most unique games still alive today. So it doesn't hurt to give it a shot. And if you don't, fuck you!
When I fall asleep, I wake up in my own world. I might just fly through the town. I might go out with your girl. I could be battling demons. I might just change up the seasons. I imagine what I see. It can happen.